Behind palace doors, Princess Leonor's hidden love story exposed fire. The palace stands silent, its walls echoing centuries of duty, tradition, and carefully guarded secrets. Every corridor, every chamber, tells a story of power, but not all stories are meant for the public eye. Princess Leonor, Spain's young heir, has lived her life under the watchful gaze of millions. Poised, composed, untouchable, or so it seemed. But behind palace doors, away from cameras and public scrutiny, a very different story unfolds. A story of longing, of stolen glances, of a love quietly blossoming under the weight of crowns and duty. For years, whispers have circulated, quiet murmurs among staff and close friends. Yet no one could confirm what hearts inside the palace were truly feeling. Until now. It began with a friendship, as most love stories do, in moments of rare normalcy. While attending international royal gatherings and educational programs, Leonor encountered someone who saw her not as a princess but as a person. Someone who understood the isolation, the pressures, the constant expectations. In fleeting conversations, in shared laughter, a bond formed, so subtle it might have gone unnoticed if one were not watching closely. This bond grew quietly, nurtured in the shadows of official events, in the rare private gatherings that only a handful ever witnessed. A touch of the hand, a glance that lingered longer than propriety allowed, letters passed discreetly, small gestures, each heavy with significance. For Leonor, each moment was both thrilling and terrifying. Every heartbeat carried the weight of duty, and every secret smile risked exposure. Palace staff began to notice subtle changes. Leonor, once unshakably composed, would sometimes appear distant, her mind seemingly elsewhere during public appearances. She would linger longer than necessary after state visits, quietly speaking to someone who was not visible to the public. Those who observed her closely realized that this was not the calculated behavior of a young princess simply fulfilling her role, it was the quiet effect of a profound, hidden connection. The world would never see the stolen afternoons spent walking along secluded palace gardens, the evenings filled with hushed conversation in private chambers, or the exchange of coded notes that carried the weight of emotion far greater than words alone could convey. And yet, despite the secrecy, the connection between Leonor and this figure grew undeniable. Royal life is measured, structured, and rigid, but love cannot be contained. Leonor experienced the dizzying thrill of affection forbidden by circumstance, a love that was both deeply human and dangerously fragile. Her heart, bound by centuries of tradition, now navigated uncharted territory. Each decision, each movement, became a delicate balance between desire and duty. Reports suggest that the palace became aware of the deepening relationship. Reactions were measured, restrained, but serious. Queen Letizia, protective and shrewd, understood the peril of such a connection being exposed too early, both for Leonor and for the monarchy itself. King Felipe recognized the emotional gravity and the implications for Spain's future queen. Quiet meetings were held, protocols considered, yet the young princess's feelings could not be erased, nor could the connection that had formed. Despite precautions, the relationship could not remain entirely hidden. Subtle hints appeared in public appearances, a lingering gaze here, an almost imperceptible smile there. Observant reporters and royal watchers began to sense something unusual, though the palace maintained its facade of complete normalcy. Each official event became a stage where emotion had to be mastered, appearances carefully curated, yet emotion persisted, quietly radiating beneath the surface. Time, distance, and duty tested the bond. Leonor was expected to focus on her military training, her education, and her public role. Every moment away from the public eye became an opportunity to maintain the secret, to nurture what could not yet be made public. Letters, calls, discreet visits, these were the lifelines of a connection constrained by the weight of crowns. But secrecy carries its own tension. Friends close to the princess noted the emotional strain. Moments of introspection, long walks through palace corridors, and private conversations with trusted aides revealed a young woman navigating the conflict between her heart and her responsibilities. Each interaction with the object of her affection became charged, significant beyond the mundane, carrying the weight of both personal and dynastic consequence. The story of this hidden love is not merely one of romance. It is a study of human resilience, of navigating emotional truth in a world where appearances are everything. Leonor learned to cultivate patience, discretion, and subtlety, traits that served both her heart and her duty. Each day became a lesson in the delicate art of balancing personal desire with public expectation. Insiders recount occasions where the connection was almost visible to the public eye: a brief touch at a gala, an exchanged smile during a ceremony, a shared glance during a state visit. Yet, in every instance, the young princess managed to uphold the decorum expected of her role, keeping the depth of her feelings invisible to the world. In parallel, the person at the heart of this story demonstrated equal discretion. Their understanding of the pressures and obligations of royalty allowed the bond to exist without scandal. Together, they navigated the delicate terrain of hidden affection, building trust, intimacy, and a private world that neither crown nor protocol could entirely penetrate. The relationship has sparked speculation, curiosity, and admiration. Some view it as a sign of the evolving monarchy, a future queen experiencing love as any young person might, albeit within extraordinary constraints. Others view it as a source of tension, an emotional complexity that challenges the traditional expectations of royal duty. Regardless of interpretation, the impact of this secret love is profound. It humanizes a figure often seen only as a symbol of tradition. It reveals that behind crowns, gowns, and ceremonies, there exists a young woman experiencing universal emotions, love, longing, and the weight of difficult choices. Today, the story remains largely untold, confined behind palace doors. Yet, the traces of its existence are evident to those who know where to look: in subtle behavioral shifts, in the quiet moments, in the invisible threads connecting two hearts across the boundaries of duty. Princess Leonor's hidden love is more than a secret, it is a testament to the endurance of the human heart within one of the most structured and scrutinized environments in the world. It demonstrates that even amidst centuries of expectation and the weight of legacy, emotion persists, quietly shaping the lives of those destined to rule. And so, behind the grandeur of palaces and the polish of royal appearances, a story of love unfolds, a story of courage, discretion, and the quiet triumph of human connection. For Princess Leonor, this hidden love is both a sanctuary and a challenge, a private world where emotion can breathe freely amidst the ever-present gaze of history. The palace may remain silent, the public unaware, and the media speculative, but the truth endures. Behind palace doors, a young princess has discovered a love that is real, profound, and unforgettable, a love that, for now, exists quietly, safely, and beautifully, away from the world's prying eyes. It is a story that reminds us all, even in the most privileged and constrained lives, the heart seeks connection. Even within the walls of centuries-old tradition, love can find its way, creating a legacy not written in stone, but in quiet, enduring moments of human truth. And in the years to come, this hidden love may become one of the defining chapters of Princess Leonor's life, a story of tenderness, courage, and the quiet defiance of the heart against all odds. Because behind every crown, there is a heart. And behind palace doors, sometimes, love is free.